Hello and welcome to Absolute Trust Talk. I'm Kirsten Howe, the managing attorney here at Absolute Trust Counsel. This is the second in a short little series of episodes that we're going to be doing. I explained last time. It's more about me sharing with you things that I've learned, insights that I've gained over the years, as opposed to educating you about something new that you didn't know. The point being to help you avoid what I call estate planning misses, the missteps, the misconceptions, the mishaps that can happen. Even though we have a perfectly good, well-written estate plan, there are things around the edges that sometimes you can do if you know about them to make things go a little bit better. So right now I'm going to talk about health savings accounts. Not everybody has these. In fact, probably most people don't. These are very particular savings accounts that you are allowed to set up if you participate in what's called a high deductible health insurance plan. So not all health insurance plans qualify for this, but if you have a plan like that, you are allowed to set up a health savings account for yourself, and you can put money in it to save toward your high deductible. So, you go to the doctor, you have your wellness visits, all of that's covered by the plan, but then anything beyond that, you have to start paying for until you reach your deductible. And these accounts allow you to save for that. What's really nice about them is the money you put in to the health savings account is tax deductible, just like an IRA, just like a 401k. So you're kind of saving money on taxes. The government is encouraging you to save for your medical expenses. And then if you spend the money on medical expenses, you still aren't paying the tax. So that's kind of a nice little bump that you get to encourage you to save for your medical expenses. Okay, so they're regular savings accounts, that they're just labeled health savings accounts. And people have them, and the amount that you can put in a given year is limited. It's maybe, I think for 2026, it's going to be $4,400 for an individual. So it's not a lot of money. And even though you can roll it over from year to year, like if you don't use it in a year, you roll it over, you get to keep it. You're not forfeiting it. So it still is never going to add up to a whole lot of money. So we're not really talking about probate here. We're just kind of more talking about ways to make things simple and less hassle for your loved ones. The thing about health savings accounts, that's a few things. It's in a lot of ways, it is very similar to an IRA. I just told you it's pre-tax money, so you get a tax deduction when you put money into it. There is a limit to how much you can put in a given year, same as with an IRA. Also, when you die, if you have a surviving spouse and they inherit your health savings account, they can turn it into their own health savings account and not have any tax ramifications. But unlike an IRA, if you die and you leave your health savings account to someone other than your spouse, they immediately have to pay the tax on that money, the income tax that you never paid during your lifetime. But the important point, and I'm hoping that you picked it up from what I said and what I didn't say, is that you have to designate a death beneficiary on your health savings account. Now, it's not the end of the world if you don't, because like I said, it's generally a small amount of money. It's not going to trigger a probate unless there's already going to be a probate anyway, and then it's going to get pulled into the probate. But so much simpler to designate a death beneficiary. And if you're married, so much better to designate your spouse than to have it just go by default to your estate, and then we have to do a bunch of legal work to get it. So these are accounts that a lot of people don't think about as assets, but they are assets, and handling them correctly could really make a difference in your successor, your executor, your trustee. It could make it a lot easier for them and clearer. So I encourage you to think about this. If you do have a health savings account, investigate whether you've named a death beneficiary. And if you haven't, you can always do that. I hope this was helpful. And I'm so glad that you were here to listen. And thank you very much for that. And I look forward to connecting with you next time.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcouncil.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcouncil.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcouncil.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.